Kathy, have you arrived home from school already?
I'm on my way home from school right now.
Alright, that's convenient then. I'll be working a bit late today. Just a reminder, tomorrow marks the anniversary of Mom's passing. Could you please purchase some flowers for us to place on her grave?
Sure thing.
Also, I'm sorry to bring this up via text, but is there something on your mind that you'd like to discuss with me? Lately, you've seemed a bit down, and I'm not sure why.
Huh? Everything's going well.
If you say so. I want you to understand that you can always talk to me about anything, anytime. I've got your back, you know.
I know, Daddy. Don't worry. I'm doing fine.
Excellent. I should be back home around 8 tonight. Would you mind handling dinner?
No problem.
Kathy, where are you? Why aren't you home?
I apologize. I'm on my way back home now.
Do you know what time it is? You're still in junior high school. If you can't adhere to curfew, how can I trust you? What were you doing all this time?
I was having dinner with my late mother.
Huh? What are you talking about?
As I mentioned, I was with my mother.
You were with your mother. You know Mom passed away when you were younger. Honey, I really don't understand what you're talking about.
I understand you're not telling the truth, Dad. I know the reality. You two got a divorce because you had an affair. She told me she was ill and couldn't take care of me. So, the court gave you custody. I'm old enough to comprehend the truth. You can't deceive me anymore.
I'm not lying. Tell me your location. I'll come there right away.
I've already left the restaurant, and I'm heading home.
Kathy, I'm bewildered.
Don't try to escape this. Because you can't. This is genuine. You can't run away from it. You know, I was truly shocked when she revealed she was my mother. But she presented a childhood picture of me. I could tell she gazed at my photo often. I could see tears in her eyes as she looked at it.
What on earth? I can't fathom. I saw Cheryl's body in the casket at her funeral. You were probably too young to recall. But sadly, I'll never forget that.
I don't remember. Hence, I had no choice but to believe your falsehood. I've never encountered any of Mom's relatives. Thus, I never questioned your lie.
I regret that you never got to know Mom's family. They never accepted me, so we were distant.
But Mom picked you over them, right? And yet you still betrayed her? Mom was weeping. She wants to rejoin our family. She mentioned that if you're still single, she's willing to give you another chance.
Hold on, let's pause for a moment. Kathy, I've never cheated on your mother. I promise. And I'm genuinely sorry, sweetheart, but Mom is no longer alive.
I swear.
I don't know who you met, but she isn't your real mother.
But I've met her thrice already. It didn't feel odd or anything. She knew things about me, things about you, Daddy.
Kathy. I would never deceive you. You mean the world to me. And I'd never knowingly make you unhappy. Don't you trust me?
I want to, but
I want to hear the entire story from the start. Do you have the contact information of the person claiming to be Mom?
yes.
I understand. Once you're back home, please text it to me. It might be a mutual friend or someone we haven't seen in a while. I don't know what their intentions are, but there must be a reason they went through all this trouble.
I suppose so. I don't fully comprehend it, though. But I'm sorry, Daddy.
It's all right, dear. I know you miss Mom. If you could be with her again, you would. I feel the same way.
Yeah.
I thought it might sadden you, so I tried my best not to mention her. But from now on, I'll talk about Mom so she can be a part of our lives. So can you hurry home? I don't comprehend your motives. But attempting to approach Kathy by feigning to be her deceased mother?
So, my ruse is exposed? Richard, how have you been?
Let's dispense with the pleasantries, Mabel. What do you mean my ruse is exposed? Is this all a game to you?
That's hardly a warm welcome for your sister-in-law. Just when Kathy and I were bonding, you had to find out. I need to devise another plan.
Plan? What's your objective?
I suppose I can reveal it. In any case, Kathy would have discovered the truth due to the impending marriage. I just wanted Kathy's approval, so I assumed her mother's identity. Only slightly.
Marriage? Approval? I'm confused.
Our wedding. You and I should marry. Raising a girl on your own, especially one Kathy's age, must be daunting. If we wed, I can assist Kathy during this challenging phase.
Pardon me, but I'm struggling to grasp your proposal. Me marrying you? Wait a moment. Aren't you already married?
Oh, don't concern yourself with my current husband. I'll initiate a divorce.
Huh?
Anyway, recall when you and Cheryl announced your engagement to my parents? And they opposed it?
Yes.
They objected because I had painted you in a negative light. I hoped Cheryl would leave you due to her parents' disapproval.
What? Why would you do that? I never wronged you. Due to that, Cheryl and I had to elope.
Because, Richard, I was fond of you. I always liked you. Yet, you were interested in my younger sister, then Cheryl, not me. To forget you, I married a wealthy man. I compromised. I told Cheryl I wanted you, but she wouldn't release you to me. It's all her fault. She stole you from me. And my life has been a nightmare since then. Although my husband earns well, he's unattractive, dense, and unpleasant smelling. And our son. He takes after his father. What a dreadful family. I feared I'd be trapped with these unsightly people forever. I genuinely believed this. Around that time, I spotted you and Kathy together in town.
So what?
I sensed destiny. Despite your age, Richard, you've aged gracefully. You still look wonderful. Kathy certainly inherited our traits. She's a stunning young woman. My ideal family would feature you as my spouse and Kathy as our daughter. Don't you think so? People often remarked on the resemblance between Cheryl and me, suggesting we were twins. This is also an opportunity for you, Richard.
I completely disagree. My wife is, and will always be, Cheryl alone. I'm baffled and enraged by your attempt to impersonate Kathy's mother. It's simply wrong. Do not contact us again. Mabel, I need you to stop. You waited for Kathy outside her school and then tried to force her into a car?
You and Kathy ignored my texts. It's all your fault. Besides, Kathy and I have spent time together before. So, why can't I take her out for a drive?
She was only with you because you deceived her into thinking you were her mother. I've spoken to the police and filed a report.
What? You went to the police? Just because I wanted to spend some time with Kathy?
That's not all that you've done. You continuously text us and call us. You stalk our house and Kathy's school. Just the other day, our surveillance camera caught you trying to break into our house. You're on the verge of committing a crime. This is your final warning.
Why won't you choose me, Richard? Cheryl is dead in the ground. And her sister is offering to marry you. I don't see what the problem is. There's little difference between Cheryl's DNA and mine.
DNA? What are you talking about? I don't care about DNA. I married Cheryl because of her kind personality. And the way she smiled when she looked at me. Maybe you and Cheryl look alike. But you two have nothing in common. You used Cheryl's name to try to get close to Kathy. Manipulating my daughter's emotions is not a quality I find attractive. Not only that, you talk about your family and want to abandon them. I don't want someone like that in my family. There's something seriously wrong with you. I have absolutely no intention whatsoever of even being in the same room as you. Let alone marrying you.
I see. You're pretty stupid, huh? Someone like me is offering to marry you, and you refuse? Do you have any idea how much money my husband makes? Over double, maybe even quadruple what you make. If I divorced him, can you imagine how much money I would get? Kathy would be set for life. But you want to throw away this wonderful opportunity? I don't know why I expected a low-level factory worker to make smart decisions. I guess that's why you chose Cheryl. All she had was a good personality.
That's right. There's no way I would fall for a woman who judges men only for their wealth and looks.
But it's a good thing I didn't divorce my husband. He is a good plan B. Though I hate to think I will live the rest of my life with these ugly people. I have to admit I enjoy my life of comfort. And I can look down on you from the lap of luxury. So you can rue the day you refused my generous offer. I guess I'll watch you and Kathy live a mediocre life and laugh.
I wonder who will be leading the mediocre life.
What? It'll be you and Kathy, of course.
I contacted your husband. I knew which company you worked for. I sent him screenshots of the texts you sent Kathy and me.
Excuse me?
But it seems he has been thinking of divorcing you as well. He isn't happy that you never do any housework. And you often lash out at your son. Your attitude is an issue as well. He thanked me. He was worried about getting custody of your son. But thanks to the texts, he's sure the judge will side with him.
You're lying, right? My husband is head over heels in love with me. He does whatever I ask him to do. Plus, he doesn't have the courage to leave me.
Everyone has their limit. He wanted to talk to you about this many times, but you always ignored him. If I married you, Kathy would be set for life? What an arrogant thing for someone like you to say. You're ripping off someone else. And trying to come off like the hero who's going to save my poor family.
Stop. You know I was just joking about that. Text my husband that I was just fooling around in the text you sent him.
I don't think that will change anything.
Then marry me. I wanted to divorce my husband because I happened to see you and Kathy. It's your fault. So, take responsibility.
Mabel, you and we aren't family friends or anything. You are the one who started this crazy scheme. Hurting your family, Kathy, and me. You're the one who needs to take responsibility.
What will happen to me? Richard, what do you think I should do?
I really don't care at all. Oh, and there's one more thing. You said all Cheryl had was a good personality? But you, Mabel, there is nothing good about you. You're empty inside and out. Following that, Mabel received divorce papers and was ejected from her husband's residence. Expressing her reluctance, Mabel declined to sign the divorce documents, indicating her aversion to the divorce. A legal battle ensued, resulting in the court granting his divorce petition, finalizing their legal separation. Despite expecting a substantial settlement, Mabel's lack of contribution to household chores and child-rearing during their marriage worked against her. Furthermore, her attempted infidelity with me gave her husband grounds to sue her for emotional distress. Consequently, she was awarded a minor settlement amounting to only a few $1,000s. Mabel's husband informed her parents about the situation, prompting them to reach out to me to check on Kathy's well-being. After clarifying the situation and dispelling Mabel's false accusations against me, we resolved the misunderstanding. A decade had passed since Kathy's last interaction with her grandparents. Their reunion overflowed with merriment and tears of happiness. Kathy delighted in hearing her grandparents' tales about her mother. Mabel implored her parents to take her back home. However, when her parents discovered Mabel's falsehoods about me and her deceptive actions within the family, their anger was palpable. Consequently, they revoked their invitation for Mabel to return home, severing ties with her. Such a response seemed fitting for someone who had willingly distanced herself from her own family. Meanwhile, I frequently engaged Kathy in conversations about Cheryl. This topic has fostered meaningful discussions between Kathy and me. I remain committed to prioritizing Kathy's happiness in all my actions and safeguarding her no matter the circumstances. Kathy is an integral part of Cheryl and me, and her happiness is my utmost concern.